let's go this way. Should we be like this way?
Sure.
Come on.
Whoever wants it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, parking lot is not the prettiest.
All right. Group effort, folks.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Saturday morning walk around. We are on the very north end of Fort Myers Beach. You can see Bowditch here. And we're going to get an inside look of... Kathy, just let me know if you can hear. If you can hear, then that would be great. And we're going to introduce our tour guides for the walk around of Vacation Villas up on the very north end, right next to the beautiful pink shell. And we have a gigantic entourage of tour guides here, and very happy people. So, Jackie,
hi, hello.
Introduce yourself to everybody. Tell everybody your role here, and then we'll.
I'm Jackie Schulte. Yeah, Jackie Schulte from Ellsworth, Wisconsin, and I am Director at Large at Pink Shell on the board of directors. And I'm with a couple of my besties here and some other owners at the Vacation Villas. And how many days have we been into this?
Oh, God.
How many days since?
Well,
September. I don't know. We should really do that.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
2.5 years.
So it's been a long time coming,
Yes.
but we made it happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to pass it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let us know who we
I'm
have.
Holly Baggett. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin, and we have owned here since 2015. And I have been just a helper to the board over the last bunch of months with finance and construction, just an extra person to kind of get involved in it all. But happy we're open.
Nice and close with the mic.
Hi, I'm Moira Fahey Ulrich. I'm from Wisconsin and Arizona, and my family's owned here since 1974. And I don't know if did I say I'm the president of the board?
Not yet, but you just did now. Yes.
So it has been truly a team effort on everybody in this group and the contractor Clyde Johnson. And I have to give a shout out to Bill Wachulis at Pink Shell in Chester, who have been so helpful protecting our building when we're not
Nice.
here. And it's just looking forward to showing you around.
Yes. Now, talk about being the president. Have you been the president of the board since Ian came through?
I stepped in to the board after Ian started, and for some crazy reason, but it was really because of my parents. I wanted to help bring the building back. And then the president at that time had other commitments, and so he chose Richard Rowe, and he can't be here today.
Mm-hmm.
Did a great job kicking it off, but he had other commitments, and he's vice president of the board. So he stayed on, and I took over as president.
So when you become the president of the board, and you've probably never dealt with something like this, I mean, what do you jump into? Is the first thing you do obviously call the insurance company, and then figure out how you're going to get screwed by them?
Well, we have Suter Middleton, Bill Cox over there. They manage the building, so he had relationships with contractors. He actually had people in boats coming to the building after Ian. My brother Chris, he stayed in the building during Ian. He was the only one here. Couldn't get out. He was on the 5th floor, watch his rental car float away. So Bill at Suter kind of did that initial collective, getting ServPro in here to help remediate and all that, and then got Clyde Johnson on board. And then from there, they had a plan, and we followed a project plan throughout the whole process.
Now across the street, you have just an empty lot. So kind of describe what you saw here when you first came back.
So you would better describe.
You were here 8 days after.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, 8 days after. It was that first opportunity when they let owners come over. And so we had been planning to come down just ironically, and we came across the bridge, and it really was like a Mad Max movie. You know, you could get down to the north end, but the piles of sand and then when you came upon the building, the whole base was rubble, and all of the building had collapsed, which it was supposed to do with the electric room and the cinder block, but the cinder block was just a pile, and I think Jackie had sent you a picture. So as we go under the building, we'll show you like the laundry room, the electrical room, the pump room, the elevator room.
All the infrastructure
was gone.
Yeah.
And so then, pool equipment, washer dryers. I mean, it was just really bad. And then I have a first floor unit, and so when we opened the door, we knew the sliders had gave. I'm going to say the water was about 18 feet But in the first floor, then we got about 9 inches that all the first floor units got the surge and the sliders. So it was a lot. It was a lot to take in.
It looks like, if I could just grab one.
Sure.
It looks like the ground floor is built up.
It is. It's 14 feet off the ground. And then, so base flood elevation is probably about 19 here.
Okay.
So as you come off the Gulf, there's about a 5-foot incline. So had the surge been maybe 17 feet, it wouldn't have gotten into the first floor. But it was just enough for those waves to crash through those
So it was higher
sliders.
than 17 feet down
Yeah,
here.
I think so. Yeah, just based on our base flood elevation and the sliders giving. And we all had hurricane shutters as well. But they didn't hold.
We did all through this.
Yeah.
All through this, we not only rebuilt the building from Ian and Milton and everything, but we did our milestone, and we went through all of that process.
Explain what that is.
It's the required sun surf side,
Yes.
the inspection that you have to do, the structural review, and repairing. We took out 16 structural columns, I think,
Yeah.
that were corroded, and that was on. So that's why, in terms of you talk about the cost of bringing the building back, none of that's insurable. So that was another hit on people because we wanted to get that done at the same time and be compliant. And I'm glad we did it after I saw the columns. So
Yeah.
it really that's behind us. We have to maintain it and follow the program going forward, but at least we have that behind us.
And so you won't have to do that again for another 10 years.
10 years,
Right.
yeah.
Now, part of that was that you had to have some kind of a contingency budget?
We're still
reserves.
working out on
Okay.
the budget
Is there
part
a
of it.
deadline for that, or
I
from
think
the
it's
state?
I think it's at the end of this year.
Okay.
I think it's at the end of this year. I've been so focused on this,
Yeah.
but
So-
Suitors really helps us with that.
So how did you guys do with the assessments?
We just as needed. We collected a lot of our wind insurance from Ian. We're waiting for Milton. We're waiting on flood from Ian, but we've just had 2 larger assessments. We tried to break them up to make it easier on people. And so we have one more coming up in August, and I'm hoping that's it.
Okay.
So
All right. So let me grab that real quick. So explain how many units, where the people are from. I know all 3 of you are from Wisconsin, which is, are you from the same street? You live on the same street, the same town? Or?
yeah,
So kind of give us, the lay of the land here with the units.
30. There's 30 units in the building.
Okay.
There are a combination of 2-bedrooms and 1-bedroom units. They are all owned by individuals, and so there really is no rental program that's a general rental program, but most people are available that do allow rentals through VRBO. Tri-Power is one of the big sponsors, so you could go to Tri-Power's website or you could check on VRBO to find a lot of these that are for rent. Some people do not rent. We've got a little bit of combination. At this point, we don't have a permanent full-time resident, but we certainly have residents that are six months out of the year, 7 months seasonal, but would not actually rent to the public on the other, when it's
Gotcha.
not in
So
season.
if you're just tuning in, I saw somebody ask, we're at Vacation Villas, which is right next to the Pink Shell on the very north end of Fort Myers Beach. We're actually right next to Bowditch Park, and they are officially open. So
we officially have our certificate. We officially have our certificate of completion.
Yay!
And so the pool, we are hoping we have that open by the end of the week.
Yeah.
But it's ready to go. So, and we can rent.
Did you guys get beach renourishment out here too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and have a nice dune. They both work with Chad on the plantings and everything we've done there. So he's been very helpful in terms of getting us set up there.
We have rented through Tri-Power several times. Great company to work with. Thank you, Keith. All right, so
Yeah.
And we have a new turtle nest out front. We have to go
Yeah,
take
we
a
do.
look. Yeah,
Wherever-
overnight.
wherever you
Yeah.
guys want to take us.
Okay.
Let's head on.
These are more of our owners, another long-term
Okay.
family.
Very nice. Where are you
They've
guys
been.
from?
We're from Connecticut.
Oh, we're not allowed here. Just Wisconsin.
We love Florida, but we're from Connecticut.
And how long have you owned here?
As long as Moira has.
Dan and I
many
grew up in
years?
Connecticut, and their
Probably
family and our
50
family.
years. I've been coming to
1974.
Florida since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why did you pick Fort Myers Beach? What's the story behind that?
My parents picked Fort Myers Beach because it was just quiet, lovely, little old Florida spot. and
We
we've
own-
had a great time.
Our families owned a house together on Bahia Via.
Okay.
Down the road. And I know, I'm a hand mover.
Yeah.
So we owned a house together and then eventually started coming to Pink Shell and then eventually bought in here. So they live right below us here. 1974.
Very nice. Thank
Yeah.
you guys very much. I know somebody said show us the beach. We always do that. We will show you the beach, but we save it to the end. We always save the beach to the end. So, all right. Where are we going, Jackie? All right, we're at Vacation Villas. By the way, our walk around is sponsored by Alex King today. Thank you, Alex King. You're a great man. All right.
So I was hoping Rachel Pierce would have been with us today. She's the local artist. I'm
Yes.
sure you
Yes.
are aware of her. And she helped us out with this beautiful mural.
So, did she paint it?
She did.
Wow.
Yes.
Very nice.
We gave her a little idea of what we wanted, and she came in and worked her magic.
Very nice.
So huge shout out to her. If anybody is looking for artwork, she's your girl.
And
so-
who did your landscaping?
Um,
Okay. Very nice.
owners, and we also contracted with Royal, landscaping, right? Yeah,
Because I'm sure this was all gone.
it
when you
was
came back. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right. We're-
And we are redoing the floors. We are.
Yes, the parking lot, the floors will all be done in September. We will be shutting the building down.
Just waiting for all the work to be done first. Save this
We
for
chose to hold off just a little bit. It doesn't look very pretty, but it'll be gorgeous in September.
last. And this is just a walking area to the beach.
It is,
Beach
yes.
access for the owners.
Yes, we have the pump room here, the electrical room.
Now, did you have to move things
We
higher?
did not.
Or,
No,
okay.
we did not. We had no space to
What
move
about
them
the pavers?
higher.
Did they survive?
No,
All brand new pavers.
all new. This is all new. I mean, the pool was here.
Yes.
The pool was here, but we had to resurface. We had to rebuild walls.
You had to rebuild the walls?
Yes,
Gone.
yes,
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's how violent the storm surge was.
yes.
We had an advisory committee of owners who helped, and they like subcommittees picking out all the furniture and the tiles, and so it was really nice to have owners really involved in doing everything. It's
Yeah, and
fun.
we also, with this, we're halfway across the EC line, which is the critical. So we had to go to the LPA for a special exception and the council to get our pool rebuilt. And it was just a rehab because the pool was survived, thank goodness.
Basically a paperwork thing. They
But
wanted
we
everybody to come
we
back.
brought it back almost exactly like it was, and instead of the concrete, the pavers just went over the top.
Somebody has a question. How much damage? What did the insurance pay? We already spoke about
Well,
the
we're still waiting. We're still waiting for a FEMA flood.
Shocked. That's the first time I've heard that
Yeah.
on this island.
Our wind carrier, I think, was pretty. I think we were pleased with our wind carrier, and we used a public adjuster, which was Altieri.
Okay.
Yeah, Andrew Knox, at Altieri
Yeah.
and his team. Huge shout out. They were great.
And you said the wind paid, but the flood hasn't paid yet.
No,
A
a
little.
little bit.
Okay.
Not,
Initially, they gave us a little, and then they were waiting
$100?
to go. Yeah.
What was the claim? How much was? Can you tell me how much the claim was for? Maybe I'm asking questions I shouldn't ask, but
I mean, how much did we? Maybe $4 million in total if we
Yeah.
started to go between wind and flood.
And so, and that
And Milton is another million, maybe. I don't know.
and that is a claim just for the building. Everybody else has to take care of what's inside their own walls. So
Outside
right?
the walls. So common elements are to the drywall. So
Right.
Wind would have covered what was behind the walls, the plumbing, the electrical, the drywall, and all the units, because not only did the first floor get the surge, but the roof leaked and everybody got damaged from the water coming down. So we had units that would have been otherwise unharmed, but they all pretty much lost walls.
Yeah.
I'm going to say your unit. Yeah.
people use that opportunity with the walls open. This is an old building, to replace their cast iron pipes and do all of the copper pipes. So people have the option of doing that, but in some things we had to say, yeah, you have to replace it because there was a jeopardy to the rest of the building. But yeah, it's basically been rebuilt from bottom up.
So you guys get a new roof from Ian, and then here comes Milton, and what happens?
They say that it might have been a water spout that came off the Gulf and took off the north corner of the roof again. So we had a brand new roof and had to get another new roof. So, and our deductible on the insurance was much higher after Ian. So it was
Another assessment.
Yeah, it was another assessment.
I'm surprised you just didn't decide to knock the building down and move on. I mean, had two roofs.
Yeah.
Did they? This is probably a dumb question, but did they warranty the first roof, or you?
But it doesn't warranty against us an event, so there was nothing. It was warranted, but it didn't cover that. But I'll say one thing: before I was president, there was a vote made of the building after we had an assessment done of the building, and owners all voted to rebuild. They all wanted to. There's a lot of long-term families here.
Oh, sure, I wasn't being serious, but I mean, a lot of people have had to make that
We
decision.
did, and the board, and we had to have a good vote.
Yeah.
You know, because we were worried about the 50% rule, and we first
Right.
had to go through that to make sure we felt like we could stay under that to rebuild, because of course our building can't get any higher. You know, so we couldn't make the first floor higher. So
Right.
there was a lot of math and a lot of pain for the first year where nothing much happened because we were going through all of those decisions.
30 units, 28, 29 owners-ish?
Yeah, 28 owners.
28.
Yeah.
So while we're taking a walk to see the view, now I forgot what I was going to say. Dang.
18 of those units are two-bedroom.
18 or... I'll say that again.
Yeah, sure. 18 units are two-bedroom. 12 are one-bedroom. They are fully equipped. They're not studios. Like we said, some are rentals, some are, private owners. This we finished up. I guess we finished this up, Holly, yesterday with the
Yesterday,
plantings.
we
All of
planting.
our
So I have
plantings?
questions about. So this stuff right here, is this part of the beach renourishment that the town pays for, or did you guys have to put all these in yourself?
This survived Ian.
It did.
They were dead, but they came back.
Those survived.
Those survived.
You know, this is now the second building. The first building where they survived was a condo I did last.
You can go walk to see them because they're
Saturday.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It
the
is what
plantings saved the building.
And even during Milton, we were glad it was here.
So-
It took a hill in Milton again. Milton came up about 3 feet. Milton came up about 3 feet under the building when that came aboard.
Yeah.
And of course the sea grapes took a beating, and they got all bare again.
Now, because I don't have any clue which is sea grapes.
Those are the big
big
tall
green
ones
ones?
in the green,
Okay.
and then the grass is the out front. But we
Man.
didn't clear cut it; we just left it, and now we've tried to supplement. There are a few bald spots in there where we
Sure.
planted some new sea grape, but this all came back.
So that's a lesson to everybody who says they don't want this kind of stuff behind their building. You guys say it saved the building.
Well, and they also, for the future,
There is another
a decision to re-jog the
Okay.
path to the beach, because it used to go straight through, and that way the water could just rush up, and now they're pointing it here to the south and going out, just to hope to divert it a little
Oh,
bit.
so you're
going-
saying it's a little bit of on an angle now
Yeah,
instead
we're-
of being straight
exactly.
out. That's the lessons you learn from.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So now the beach renourishment takes place. You guys have a berm on the other side. You can kind of see the berm. Do you get more plantings from the town because of the beach renourishment?
Yeah, I think that's the intention. I don't
Yeah.
know when that's scheduled.
They just opened the bids and I think they just hired the contractor, so it is going to start soon. I don't know where they're starting it, but where would they put it?
We
On the
think
other
it's
end?
on that little berm, so we can walk out there a little bit
Yeah.
further. But there's another berm,
Yeah,
like it's about
yeah.
a 5-foot little hump. I think it's going to be on the hump, as best as I know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys might know
Like-
better than I do, but I mean, if it saved the building, why not add more, right? I mean,
Well-
it doesn't. I think sometimes people they don't want to have it out there because they like to see the entire beach. But if you say it saved the building,
Yeah, and we could take you into a first floor unit because you
Why
can see
wouldn't
the entire
you want
beach.
to see the natural foliage before you see the beach?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
We have a lot of photographers
Does look
taking
cool.
wedding pictures in front of our foliage now, which
Really?
is yeah,
Yeah.
and like engagement pictures, and because it is so pretty out there. So
I'm guessing all the grass. Did the grass survive too? Or, okay, the
That's
grass,
all
the
new.
Grass. All right, we're heading up. I guess we're heading up to see one of the units. We're at Vacation Villas. which is on the very north end, right next to Bowditch Beach, and right next to the Pink Shell.
We're going to go up to 131 to see Vice President's unit.
Okay, I love
It's a-
131.
Yes, and we'll take the stairs up, I guess.
It's so nice to come down and see buildings opening almost every weekend now on the beach, which is nice. So we just need about 5 years without any kind of storm. Oh God, my legs. You guys do have an elevator, right?
We do, yes.
Nice. All right. Jackie's going to show us 131.
And this unit happens to be for sale.
It's for sale.
Yes.
What is the asking price for such a unit?
You know what? I can't answer that. I apologize.
Okay.
I
Is that
don't
because
know.
you don't want to answer it, or you don't know?
I really don't know. I really don't know.
Oh, there you go. You got your turtle notice. Nice view of the pool. Got views everywhere.
These
the
are
back
all
bay.
brand new sliders, brand new
Hold on,
windows.
Jackie, hold on. Oh yeah, super soft. Very soft toilet paper.
Soft toilet paper. Good job, Richard.
And Richard
Bedroom.
is the vice president of
Yes.
the board. Another bedroom here.
Correct?
This unit is massive.
It is. They are all very large, very spacious units. Another bath.
Love the shower there.
Oh my gosh, I used to have that couch.
Lots of room in this unit. Lots of room.
Yes, and what everybody has been waiting for.
So this unit, Jackie, was entirely done over. Like it was down to the studs or the drywall, or did
Correct.
nothing?
This is one where the water came in, because the first floor got like 9 inches of water in it, and they really got damaged.
So this is how high the storm surge came up into this unit,
Right.
knocked out the glass, ruined everything,
Correct.
destroyed everything.
Yes, yes. All brand new, and Richard and his wife Denise did a great job. bringing
Yes, it
back.
looks lovely.
Yes.
And this is, I don't know how you guys live with this.
It's really rough. It is rough.
Yeah.
Yes. But you can see the turtle nest over.
Okay, got a
Yes.
turtle nest there.
One on each side.
And if you were just joining us, this is the plantings that saved the building. So you see the berm. You can kind of see the berm out there.
We'll be able
Chad-
to see it a little better once we go up. We're gonna
Chad
go up
needs
to-
a raise, everybody. Chad has really done a great job for this town.
Chad has done a great job. He's very easy to work with.
Yep. Knows
He
his stuff.
responds. I've had I don't know how many different questions with him, and he has been spot on every time. Really appreciate Chad.
Lots of windows, lots of views here. And this is for sale, everybody. So I don't know where you go to look for something for sale like this, but
Yes, this is Unit 131
131,
at Vacation Villas 100 Estero Boulevard.
100 Estero.
All right, we will take that elevator up.
Nice. All right, and just so you guys know, they are repainting all the stairwells and all the floors here once everything is finished.
Right, that'll be done in September. We'll be shutting the building down for 1 week.
Yes, it was, Carol. Beautiful view of the beach, yes. Talk about how, I guess you guys can go on Tri-Power to look for some rentals. You can also go on VRBO to look for rentals. 100 Estero Boulevard, Vacation Villas, they are for rent now. And I know you have some weeklies that what unit is your unit?
631.
631, and you said in the summertime when it's slower, about $275 a night, right?
Yeah, there's some 275, 300, depends. They do, what do you call it, dynamic pricing, yeah, 2 bedrooms. So.
Nice. Welcome back, everybody. We're in a working elevator.
Yes. The glitches have been, there's been a few glitches, but they work them out. General Elevator has been great. They come immediately and help us out, and I don't think we've had one now for a while, so feeling pretty confident.
Was this okay during Milton, the elevator?
Oh,
We
Milton?
just got the elevator.
Oh, it was after you got
in
it.
January, I
Oh,
think
boy.
it was. And they had ordered it, a month after Ian?
correct.
Yeah, I believe that. Who knew there'd be a run on elevators on Fort Myers Beach?
Right.
Oh, wow. That's pretty high.
So, yes, we are going
crap, I'm
into
getting dizzy.
Unit 633.
All right.
Oh, maybe. There we go. And This one is also for sale. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath as well.
Oh, everything smells so new. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, also for sale. $633.
That is correct.
2-bedroom, 2-bath. 100 Estero Boulevard. Lovely shower. Soft toilet paper. And your $1 million view. This is the master bedroom.
It is. And this is owned by Carol, and Carol has done a great job rebuilding.
So,
You can
how
come
many?
right over here.
How many floors?
6. You're on the
So
top.
we're on the top floor.
Middle unit.
So the damage from this came from the roof.
Correct. Yes. The roof was compromised, letting in the water.
Dang, this is nice. Got sliding glass doors for the bedroom and for the big room, and this is high for me. I don't like high, but
So you can
a
kind of
lovely
see,
view.
right, you can kind of see the berm out there.
yeah.
It's not real severe, but they will be putting some plantings on that, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they're going to add plantings to the end of what you have here all the way out. I mean,
I don't believe so. I believe it's just on the berm, is my
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
there's a couple. What is that? Those sticks there? Is that from your property? Is that?
Right, yes. So we are fairly unique. We have Bowditch on one side
Mm-hmm.
with access. We are also have a public access on the south side.
Okay.
And so we have a lot of guests that come over to our beach because it is beautiful. So we put up some no trespassing.
I see.
Or private beach signs, excuse me, private beach signs. And, you know, we love people crossing through, and that's wonderful. But like everybody knows, some people don't respect the
Sure.
beach like
right.
they should.
Right.
So, and it's been very effective.
And all the property owners own to the high tide water line, which
That's correct.
I don't know how far that. I guess that's where this water. That must be where this water's coming in.
Right, right.
But you
That-
can see how awesome the view is, no matter what angle you have here. You have the park and Sanibel, right?
Sanibel is all over, yes, across the bridge there.
Well, they have big buildings too over there.
Yes, they do. They do.
Do you remember how much further in the beach was before the beach renourishment? It didn't move that much?
We were pretty fortunate here. I think mostly they built it up
Okay.
more than out. I think that's what happened here.
Still a huge beach.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And Pink Shell had the beach, remember the water like this was happening in front of our building in Pink
Correct.
Shell, and Bill had this all filled in.
Well, that was
which is
part
really
of-
nice.
Yeah, that was part of the
Part of
renourishment.
renourishment?
Yes.
Okay.
So you mean the puddling? Yeah, I remember the puddling coming down a lot further.
Yes.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about the rental stuff again. You guys give all that information out, however people can rent.
Yeah, like I
whatever.
said, probably check VRBO, and you could go to Tri-Power Direct. I think there's a few other property owners that go through maybe Coastal, but I think once again, all of the individual property owners that use somebody other than VRBO, they all end up there. So they are out there. I think people are going to be putting more online because we just got our COC this week. And once again, we hope the pool will clear its final hurdle next week with the town and its final inspection. And then Department of Health checking the chemicals and the safety. But
And folks, if you're coming to Bowditch, don't park in their parking lot. It's a private parking lot. All right. There's other
Dad.
places to park. And by the way, it's a short walk. It's not even a mile walk to Times Square. So and it's quiet down here. It's quiet.
It's
And
really
also, parts of the Pink Shell by the pool are open to the public, so you can walk over to the Pink Shell. And I think they said, is that Bob's Bar? Is that what the name of it
Yeah,
is that they have? That's also open to the public, so you don't really have to walk very far to enjoy a meal or some drinks. And man, this is such a nice view.
And the water looks beautiful.
Yes.
yeah, the
yes.
water's never looked better.
What else? What else, Jackie? Congratulations on opening.
Yeah, thank you, Ed.
Very excited.
Right. Anything else? I think
Just want to thank everybody who
Yeah.
Right.
helped us.
Oh my gosh, we
and
can't.
you, Ed, for coming
Yeah.
out.
Right. I don't think we could list everyone that has helped us with some part of the reconstruction. But yeah, it's been, thank you for everything you have done, you and Kim. Keeping us in Wisconsin informed and
Every walkabout that was down here, I'd be like, "Stop it! Stop! Look at the building."
Right.
It's nice to see something on the north end open, you know, I mean,
Right.
a few
Yeah,
more would
we're
be nice
fortunate.
up this way, but at
And I
least-
think Gateway's coming online. They're
Oh,
at
it is?
500. Yeah, I mean, it might be a few more months, but I would assume by the end of the year they should be open.
Awesome.
And we're fortunate. I think a lot of properties, Best Western, that they finally got to open. And
Yeah, they were packed today when I
Casapaya.
drove by, which is nice. It's not the busiest time of the year, but their
Yeah.
parking lot was packed, so that was
well, we
nice.
hope we're packed
Yes.
soon.
Right.
Vacation Villas, everybody. You can go to Tri-Power, you can go to VRBO and check out the rates there and come down to Fort Myers Beach and enjoy the view. The weather is beautiful today. Thank you, ladies, very much. Thank you
Thank
to
you,
Alex
Ed.
King.
Thank you.
Congratulations on opening. We appreciate everything that Alex does for our walkarounds, and we'll see you at 11 o'clock at La Di Da. Bye-bye.